So I'm going to destroy the premise of this entire video in the first 60 seconds. But you should definitely stick around for the comedy because the United States Department of Justice is suing Apple, accusing them of possessing an illegal monopoly of the smartphone market here in the US. You serious?
What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech, back again for the video. And what is this? Oh my goodness. This is a OnePlus Open, which I purchased in the United States of America. What is this? This is a Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, which I purchased in the United States of America. But apparently, Apple has an illegal monopoly on the smartphone market in the United States. Oh, man, what's that monkey crap? But let's see what the numbers say, because men lie, women lie, but numbers do not lie. So, if I pull up the numbers here, according to Google, Apple actually controls about 55% of the United States smartphone market. Ooh, that is far from a monopoly, right? But Samsung is second at about 25% of the United States smartphone market. But if Samsung has 25% of the United States smartphone market, how can Apple possess a monopoly? Well, I guess we need to go figure out what exactly comprises a monopoly, or let's go see the Google definition of a business monopoly. So according to Google, a business monopoly is a market structure where a single company or group owns nearly all or all of the market for a given product or service. I mean, all or nearly all. So according to that definition, just by my holding two, not one, but two Androids in my hand, it is literally impossible by the very definition for Apple to have a smartphone monopoly in the United States. But you know what? I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into this article from The Verge and see exactly what the United States Department of Justice is talking about, because I have no idea right now.
If you think this is a joke, as I do, hit subscribe for more content.
So according to The Verge, the Department of Justice claims Apple have maintained an illegal monopoly over the smartphone market by locking in customers and making experiences worse for rival products. So here we go into a little bit more detail about what some things that the department feels that Apple has done to maintain their monopoly. So it says that they've done this by disrupting super apps that encompass many different programs and could degrade iOS stickiness by making it easier for iPhone users to switch to competing devices. What in the world is a super app? I don't know, whatever. Secondly, blocking cloud streaming apps for things like video games that will lower the need for more expensive hardware. Now, actually, Apple has kind of opened this up with one of their latest iOS updates, so they are now allowing cloud gaming platforms on their service. So that second point has been kind of debunked. Moving on, suppressing the quality of messaging between iPhone and competing platforms like Android. I'm sorry, how has Apple suppressed messaging? The last time I checked, the default messaging platform here in the United States is SMS. Now, Apple uses iMessage to communicate from iPhone to iPhone. And if you're an iPhone user communicating with somebody that does not have an iPhone, then it goes through SMS. Last time I checked, Apple does not control SMS, okay? Now, we know that Google has adopted something called RCS, which should make the experience better for messaging between iPhone users and Android users. And Apple is adopting RCS at some point this year, later on this year. But how can Apple suppress a protocol that they have no control over? Ooh, somebody, I'm losing brain cells reading this, but I digress. Let me continue. So they're also limiting the functionality of third-party smartwatches with its iPhones and making it harder for Apple Watch users to switch from iPhone due to compatibility issues. Well, it takes two to tango, and the last time I checked, Android smartwatches, at least some of them, do not support iOS. The Pixel Watch does not support running on iPhone. The latest Samsung Galaxy watches also do not support running on iPhone. So if we're going to sue Apple for that, that means you got to go after Google and Samsung as well, right? Where's those lawsuits? Don't worry, I'll wait. Also, we're talking about blocking third-party developers from creating competing digital wallets with tap-to-pay functionality on the iPhone. What? Why would Apple let somebody come into their iOS platform with a digital wallet which requires sensitive information from Apple customers to actually run on the platform. I'm sorry, do you not understand privacy and how that works? What are we talking about here? You know what this stuff reminds me of? Let's say you built a house, right? You built it from the ground up, you own it, all the stuff, and then you had a friend, right? And let's say the friend comes into your house and they build a toilet, right? And then not only does your friend come into the house and build their toilet, they charge people from the outside to come in your house and take a piss on the toilet that they built. But the toilet is literally located inside the house that you built. Well, how does that work? That's what we're talking about here. You are literally talking about Apple allowing outside forces to come in and compete on a platform that they built. I don't know about you, but I ain't letting nobody come into my house and build their own toilet and making money from outsiders. It ain't happening, Jack. But that's what the U.S. Department of Justice wants Apple to do because they want Apple to play nice with the competition. I'm sorry, no, that is not how real life works. If we're going to be so focused on Apple being more competitive and allowing competition, how about the competition step up their game? How about the competition become better? How about you build something better than Apple? Because I would argue that this Samsung right here is better than any iPhone that has ever been made, including my iPhone 15 Pro Max. This phone is better. This is a better product. Now, there's a bunch of different things that surround these phones that keep Apple, that allows Apple to sell more iPhones and make the iPhone experience better, B2B the Apple ecosystem. But this device in a vacuum is better than any iPhone on the market today. But it's not Apple's fault that other companies haven't figured out how to build their own ecosystem. And then you want Apple to play nice and make all these concessions for their competitors. The whole point of building a business and having it thrive is offering exclusive features and functionality and hardware and software that distinguish you from your competitors. That is literally how businesses get built. Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, they've all done this. But no. Let Apple do something. Let Apple build it. They're too powerful. We gotta neuter them. It's almost like making Michael Jordan sit on a bench because the Bulls won too many championships in the 90s, or making Tom Brady sit out a game because the Patriots won too many NFL Super Bowls in the 2000s. What are we talking about here? Like, bro, are we this mental with this? This makes no sense to me. Get better. Step your game up. You even got tweets like this from Carl Pye talking about how Apple's dominance has not allowed other competitors to step into the smartphone market. Hello, I just showed you two phones competing in the United States smartphone market, Carl. So how the hell can you say that Apple has stopped you from coming into the market when Samsung and OnePlus are in the market? You know what? Bam, I digress. Listen, man, this is a joke. Apple is going to crush this, okay? These arguments are very thinly veiled and they don't hold a lot of weight. And like I mentioned earlier, some of the stuff Apple has already addressed, much like my man Dylan has kind of highlighted here as well. Apple's addressed a lot of this stuff, or some of this stuff. And the other stuff that you want Apple to address in order to be more competitive is absolute monkey crap. Apple got to the level that they are today because they figured out how to provide products and services that their customers want and need. A lot of times before their customers even knew they wanted and needed them. So is that Apple's fault? Is Apple supposed to just dull their light because other companies can't compete? Because again, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like Apple is supposed to be not as good because other companies can't figure out how to get their head out of their behinds. I am not a fan. I think this whole thing is a damn joke. But, you know, they've been attacking Apple for so long. They're probably going to find something. I know my dude John Prosser made a video recently talking about this is the end of Apple. I don't know if I will go that far. But Apple probably will have to change some of the ways they do business in order to acquiesce. Even though I think it's a bunch of monkey crap. It's a 5-pound bag of crap and a 2-pound bag is what I'm looking at here with this lawsuit. But if you want to know more about Apple and how they're going to adopt RCS for iPhone later on this year, I actually made a whole video about that at some point last year, which you can actually check out right there.